exciting.
Chrissy.
She got it.
Yes, she did. She crushed
Ford
it.
CEO Jim Farley wants to abolish the dealership experience,
Hell
starting
yeah,
with
Jim.
EVs. Yep. And Steve De Silva at Jalopnik gives us the highlights. In a recent conference, the Blue Oval CEO outlined his plans to migrate dealers into high-quality service centers. The goal, and he is very careful to use the word, is for electric vehicles to spin their own sub-brand untethered from the dealers. In a speech, Farley stated, "We've got to go non-negotiated price. We've got to go 100% online. There's no inventory, 100% remote pickup and delivery. The goal is to have dealers process a transaction initiated by the customer via the online sales portal." Farley did say that existing dealerships will play a role in this transition, enabling Ford to leverage its physical presence to outperform startups like Tesla. The added benefit in his plan is to eliminate advertising, according to additional comments reported by Bloomberg. Ford does a lot of ad spending, but they didn't buy any ads for the Mach-E or the F-150 Lightning, and both of those are sold out. And Farley said, "Yeah, I'm not convinced we need public advertising." So anyway, yes or no? Do we think dealers can survive as a Apple style customer service centers? And I having worked in car dealers before, say, yeah, this is better. Let's do that. And having just tried to buy a car for a while, including some dealers who apparently don't want to sell me a car.
No, but we had
if
great
like
experience at Car Sense.
What?
Where did we look at the Escalade?
Oh, there's a place called the first Escalade was a place called Car Vision. They were very nice, actually.
Yeah, they were
but
great.
Other places I've called did not really interested in selling me a car. So, but the place we got the Escalade we end up getting, it's a Cadillac dealer in DC. They were very nice.
I also worked in car dealers. I wholeheartedly agree. My father, who spent his life in the car business until he retired, will deal with no one but CarMax because he can do it all online. And my dad hates technology.
Wow.
So I am full and prepared to embrace this model.
I will buy my next car from CarMax or Carvana. I had a great experience with Carvana. Sorry, Donnie, that it didn't work out for you, but love the experience. Put it online. Click, 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 and buy that car. I ain't going to a dealership.
Okay, moving on.
Looks good on you, though.
Tired of all this newfangled electric car talk? Well, in that case, we would like to welcome Mentals, coworkers, and Bruce to our podcast. Fear not, loyalist. The Mustang is going to keep its manual, at least for the next generation. Matthew Guy at the Truth About Cars fills us in on the 7th generation of the original pony car. An icon for the upcoming car featured a manual transmission icon, replaced the O in generation. It is also planning to retain the V8, at least early in its product cycle, along with at least one smaller engine choice. But do not be surprised to hear about a hybrid. As Matthew says, if talking heads are to be believed, wild speculation has placed an electric motor on that car's front axle, creating an all-wheel drive Stang. But he also mentioned we ain't holding our breath.
I would love that. Do it.
Do it.
In news literally as old as Mental and me, did you know that Jeeps tip over?
Oh,
Yeah, right.
clutch my off-road pearls.
Clutch my pearls. Yeah, in several sources. Our link is from the Autopian. The latest, did I say that right? He even told me how to say it. Autopian, the latest test from Insurance Institute of Highway Safety, that's IIHS, found that the small overlap test, that's headlight to headlight, in case you didn't know. The small overlap test in the Wrangler makes it fall on its side. Of course, there's no door airbags because it's removable doors, and it presents a slight injury hazard. But this is the third time the current JL Jeep Wrangler rolled during IHS small overlap crash testing, originally in 2020, and Jeep said, "Now hold a cotton picking minute. I think it's related to that thing that pushes it into the crash." So the crash propulsion system. So the folks at Fiat Chrysler, or Stellantis, whatever their name is, gave them a different attachment method to use, and the Wrangler rolled over again like an obedient dog that it is. So as a result, the Jeep engineers went back to the drawing board, made some structural modifications. Apparently, these didn't work either. So the 2022 Jeep Wrangler received marginal rating from the IIHS on small overlap impact testing. Guess what, people? It's not new. In 60 Minutes did it in 1980, called it the most dangerous thing you could drive, which, it was only because they had those outrigger things. Yeah, it's a little rigged. But yeah, narrow cars with big tires, high center of gravity, might roll over. Deal with it.
You
It's
started
cheap stuff.
reading this, and I was like, I'm sorry, is this an old article? Because this is
new.
not news.
Yep.
No,
So-
and like every automotive outlet was like, oh my God. And I honestly thought, I'm like, is this an April Fool's joke?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Seriously.
like, scroll up. What's the date on it?
Hey man,
I-
you just wouldn't understand.
Dude,
I-
where's
I-
your Jeep
yeah,
wave?
It's a Jeep thing. I mean, Jeep people know it. They put the thing on the back of the tire that says, if you can read this, flip me over.
Right?
They know
they admit it's going to happen.
Not a
And they're-
surprise and not
and-
going to affect sales at all. Why
No.
did the Stellantis
Completely
engineers
agreed.
even try and fix it?
They should brag about it. Totally tippy. Yeah, come get some.
Tippy is your aunt after 3 margaritas. What else we
Oh.
got?
Well, we don't have necessarily news and notes, but this weekend, and we're going to talk about NJMP, we are debuting, and by we, I'm going to show up and drive. These 3 good-looking people have worked really, really hard on our new race car that we bought from racingjunk.com.
Yeah.
Just a week ago, I was at Thunderhill, and some of our listeners had actually picked up a BMW 5 Series. And it's funny because their theme was boring BMW, and it actually wasn't that boring because they found a 5-speed with a cage. And you could see why it was a legitimate, probably $500 car, but it was a great race car. And that's 3 sets of our listeners that have purchased race cars, all from racingjunk.com. Yes, we're pushing this whole agenda thing here, but this is what we're talking about is we really like racingjunk.com.
Did Metzel's?
Yeah, I
Did
think
your-
my
did you
computer's
turn off
trying to
your
die. All right, yeah. And
Well, that's all
Oh.
right. I can.
We love racing junk.
Yeah,
We love it.
racingjunk.com. While you're trying to fix it, I'll just shout out here that not only do we have a great experience with the search engine, the person who posted the RX-7s did not have a paid subscription. They had the 1 picture ad, but there are plenty of people out there who want to grab that paid subscription and get the newsletter and start posting as many ads as you want with as many pictures as you want.
Great.
Cool.
Racingjunk.com. Tell them we sent you. Sign up for the newsletter.
Upcoming races.
Lemons is at NJMP, and we are almost ready. 138
I got
cars.
a lot of final to cut.
Oh, yeah. 20 BMWs, which that's boring and it's a little high, but yeah, okay. All right. 8 Miatas, 9 Hondas, 3 Porsches, and 3 YouTubers. And I just don't care about them at all. People are like, hey, there's 3 YouTubers there. Here's my carrying face.
We should mention Chris Fix came last year, broke his BMW immediately. He'd been building it for a year. Good job, Chris. But
shouldn't have got a BMW. That was just a
It's
poor
probably
choice.
part of the
If
problem.
only he listened to an
Well,
endurance racing podcast.
It has to break or he doesn't have a show. It's not Chris's car
you're not
works
Oh.
well.
wrong.
Come on.
Oh.
I should mention that eBay sponsored it because they also sponsor Lemons. But he made good friends with the Garage Heroes in Training podcast, so go listen to them. I actually like Rich Rebuilds, and he's supposed to be one of the people who are coming. He doesn't live anywhere near New Jersey, so I have no idea what he's right.
He's
and
he's
then-
in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
And actually, now I'm a little excited about B is for Build. They're not quite out this way, but they're out towards the West End. And they built the Lamborghini with a manual transmission for Hoopty Cross. So I'm looking forward to it.
yeah. The B for Build guys are right. They're not in my normal watching, but I'm not against any of them. Come on out, people. Everybody racing. Prove it. Watch you break and prove that we know what we're doing and you don't. Then come on our pod. Sorry. Then come on our podcast and give us some listeners because you have millions of listeners and we have like hundreds.
We love
Right,
our
'cause
listeners. That's
we do.
enough.
We do. Tell your
Mhm.
friends.
Lemons was also at High Plains in Denver. Overall, went to turbo encabulators in a 99 Miata. Class B was volatile, I think. Ram in an MR2, and God's chosen class was again run by Rusty Thunder in one of their Fieros.
It's totally turbo encabulator because that's an old YouTube video.
Sorry.
All right.
That's right. You
Well,
did it right.
Org choice went to an '04 Crossfire, which we've been waiting to see. From Petrosexual Racing, judge's choice was CKT Racing in a boring BMW, but heroic fix was the Gun Barrel Cobras in a Toyota Starlet, and screwed was Duck on a Leash in an '84 Porsche.
Some great
because
team names
84
there.
Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
Great team names.
The regional beating a dead horse award was the CRV of Citroen Motorsports. Interesting. Finally, the IOE was Ski-Doo in a different Toyota Starlet, while Howlin' Meats Gasoline was Hangar 13 in a Viva Las Vegas themed Chevy Vega.
That's a good choice.
If
They had
you
a lot of-
haven't, if you haven't been there, go to Jan Cole on Facebook. They had a pit vehicle that was a small piano and a bench.
Yep.
And Tom Webb was dressed as Liberace, and that's how he was rolling through the paddock. It was
fantastic.
Awesome.
I saw it. Yeah. Lucky Dog was running with the big dogs at the Pacific Raceways on Saturday. Evolution of Speed crushed it 9 laps over Arc Flash Racing and 14 laps ahead of Ko3AK. Ko3AK. Make something we can pronounce, morons. Sunday was a little closer. Finally Racing, that's the team name, took the win by 2 laps, while U-Boat Renworks, which we've talked about before, was able to hold off Evolution of Speed by 10 seconds to take the silver.
Finally, American Endurance Racing was at Summit Point. Now, Sunday had 944 banger, 3 laps over RSC Racing and 6 laps ahead of Drunken Squirrel Racing.
Good
Sunday,
teammate.
they were able to do it again, 5 laps ahead of Don't Panic and 10 laps over Busy Guys Racing.
That's great. We posted a lot of stuff, and now we hear about it in.
It's enough What?
I was letting you yell.
Listener feedback. I yelled at everything. I posted what you're working on when we were. I was taking the stickers when I was done with all my boat crap. I was sitting on the ground and I was like, well, I might as well take off the stickers on the car. So I posted what you're working on as we prepped the Mazda, one of the Mazdas, and I was fighting with the vinyl sticker. I wasn't fighting. It was just annoying
it's like
scratch off
scrapey.
Yeah. So I was asking what you're working on.
Yeah, I apologize. I posted like none of the work on the RX-7 because I was like busy and never picked up my phone.
Doing the work. Good on you.
Yeah, really. Andrew B was, quote, teaching my teammates why it's important to disengage the, quote, still functioning, or at least was, parking brake before heading out onto the track.
Yep.
Wah, wah.
Michael K mentioned a good solution to that was to zip tie the button on the parking brake. But then you can't use it for the trailer, that's really what I use the
You
parking
could
brake for
snip
the
it
most.
off.
Yeah, I guess.
put it on the trailer.
But Andrew just said he added a larger light. That's good. Maybe a siren buzzer. Michael also had just finished theming the dustbuster for Gingerbin. Now have to negotiate with the neighbor kids to rent their Power Wheels tank for the weekend.
Nice.
That's
great.
amazing.
Now, Joseph K was at the Grid Life Midwest Festival.
Oh,
Nice. Bill F. of Garage Heroes is prepping our drivers for the race next weekend and prepping their Civic for the big reveal at NJMP next weekend.
we'll see.
All right. Multiple cars debuting at NJMP.
It's the same Civic. I think they have a new theme on it. And I
Oh.
was texting with Vicky back and forth today on some what does this do things. So it's getting there.
The yellow one, right?
Mhm.
If it's
Yeah.
still yellow. I mean, it might not
Right.
be yellow anymore.
It's your turn, Chris. I
Oh,
can read
it
for
is.
you though if you'd like.
Sorry. Scott H was filling in the airbag hole before I recovered the dash. He's been keeping listeners up to date in his K-swap Miata track car evolution. That's got to be fun. That's got to be fun.
K and a Mazda. Nice move.
Or Miata.
Miata.
Chris R was finally starting his Pinto wagon project.
David E was, quote, installing rebuild carbs on his teammate's 91 Zephyr. That's a Kawasaki motorcycle, because I still have plenty of time to race prep 2 cars for NJMP, and denial is an essential part of limits.
Well, I'm very glad to continue the tradition of me completely butchering screen names. On the Instagram, Leppy Mime?
Leper mind.
Leper
Leper
Mime?
Mime.
like a mime that has
Leper.
leprosy. Okay.
He's a
Leper
he's a
mime.
yeah he's a 928 owner down in Texas. Runs in the Schrader Group.
Ah, cool. Leper mime, good to have you. Please don't give me your disease. Was dealing with a leaky power steering reservoir.
And there's a Hetmana 103 said, I have a station wagon disease. There's still room for something, right? By the way, if he's at the track, not only does he keep rolls of removable white and black vinyl because some people's numbers suck.
That's true.
That's nice. And he also has a quarter sprayer bottle of rapid remover. No excuse for having bad numbers. Wow, you're passionate.
Got a lot of sticker removal techniques. Most involved heat guns, but a new technique might be from IG, which was Zippo lighter fluid. Okay.
Justin W just said heat gun and or de-limony goof off, which I think he meant that like goo gone, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Brandon G says blow dryer. And I was like, I'm literally sitting in the 90-degree sun. So I wasn't struggling. It was just like scraping there was so many letters on there that I just had to scratch each one off by hand.
Yeah. You just got to sometimes pick at it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was just a lot.
Justin W linked plastic razor blades. Eric M linked an eraser attachment for your drill, which I recently used trying to get the giant decals off of the Tohatsu engine cowl. It works. It wasn't as amazing I thought, but it does get the stuff off.
The razor blade worked better.
Yeah,
we ended up going with the
razor. With my RV, I bought the drill eraser attachment, and it works. But yeah, whoever their cinematographer is clearly knows how to set up their demo for success. Because
it doesn't work on
as it thought
baked
it was.
on stickers that have been
say
there
like an
forever.
RV that lives in the sun, or an engine that is 14 years old.